Developing this weekend, a 13-year-old boy has died after falling off a bluff near the Buffalo National River in north central Arkansas. The National Park Service says it happened yesterday morning at Brewer Bluff in Searcy County. The boy was hiking with his friend when he lost his footing and fell. The Searcy County Sheriff's Office and National Park Services are both investigating. We're also watching developments tonight at the U.S. Capitol, where senators are expected to hold another vote tomorrow to end the government shutdown. Some senators are now pushing for standalone measures to pay U.S. troops and federal workers during the funding stalemate. Republicans will need support of 7 Republicans in the Senate to spend a spending bill to the president. Since the government shutdown began 4 weeks ago, we've highlighted some of the local agencies that are doing all they can to help those who have been laid off. Tonight, 5 News anchor Darren Bobb hears from a River Valley nonprofit on the verge of being overwhelmed.
The Community Services Clearinghouse in Fort Smith is very well known for the Meals for Kids program, better known as the Backpack program. Right now, every Friday, the Clearinghouse sends home almost 2,300 sacks of groceries for students so they don't go hungry over the weekend. Executive Director Tammy Kuhn says the longer this shutdown lasts, the more they will be asked to help.
I'm afraid if this continues on, more parents are going to be reaching out to the school and asking for assistance. So if that happens, I feel like that's going to make our numbers really rise. And going into the holiday season on top of that is going to make it that much worse.
She says while they're just fine right now, that may not be the case in a few weeks.
We get our requests from the schools, not individuals. And so I feel like as more families and those parents of those kids start reaching out to their teachers and counselors, then the schools are going to be calling us. So it'll take just a little bit longer for it to kind of hit us. But I feel like it's probably getting to that point with those families that this is affected. There's a lot of families that this is affected in our area.
All of this means the Clearinghouse would have to come up with other ways of paying for any extra food.
We're a United Way partner, so we get United Way funds, but that's already set. So we won't be getting any more funding from that. Our big fundraisers for this year kind of are already over.
Kuhn says whatever happens, the River Valley always seems to come through.
The River Valley area is a very giving community, and usually when we come out with a strong need, it usually gets met. And so we'll have to rely on our community to help make sure we're getting those kids fed if that's what it comes to.
In Fort Smith, covering news where you live, I'm Darren Bobb, 5 News.
Kuhn says even without the government shutdown, the number of students on the backpack program is higher this school year than last school year. And roughly 42 million Americans are at risk of losing critical food assistance if no deal is reached by next month. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rowlands announced last week the food stamp program will run out of money in 2 weeks. It's not clear whether the White House will step in to find the funds to continue paying benefits, as it has with other programs. About 1 in 8 Americans receive help buying food through supplemental nutrition assistance programs. More than a dozen states have already stopped receiving applications for the program as a result of the shutdown. The next vote to end the shutdown is expected tomorrow in the U.S. Senate. We'll be following developments from the Capitol and bring you the latest developments on our website, 5newsonline.com. Well, the Cedarville Police Department has a new member of the team, but this one has 4 legs. 5 News reporter Claire Everbach visited the station today and learned more about how this different kind of canine is helping law enforcement.
Wes Keeling is the founder and president of Sector K9, a Texas nonprofit organization that rescues dogs from kill shelters.
I was a law enforcement officer for 20 years, and I saw the pandemic of shelter dogs. There was so many dogs getting put down, and I wanted to do something different and wanted to do something to help.
Not only do they save these dogs' lives, but they train them to assist law enforcement with narcotic detection and tracking.
Well, what we do is we train them in cocaine, methamphetamine, and heroin, and basically they're trained to go around cars, article searches, in rooms and sniff them out.
One of the dogs that came out of Sector K9 is Jax, a 2-year-old pit bull mix being trained for narcotics. Jax was adopted by Officer Troy Leonard with the Cedarville Police Department.
Here in our department, we actually utilize them for searching vehicles like on narcotics, for methamphetamines, heroin. We also utilize him in schools He can do locker searches and stuff like that.
Leonard says Jax's duties will go beyond drug searches. He'll be a friendly face for the whole community.
He's going to be one of those ones that we can take out to the schools, we can take out to events, and he's going to be people friendly and everything else.
In just a month, Leonard says he relies on his partner.
And I trust that dog 100%, and he's not going to steer me wrong.
And says this is what stood out to him about Jax from the start.
He is also one of those dogs that you can just tell is 100% loyal to a fault. Like, he is going to be by your side no matter what, and that's all he cares about.
Covering news where you live, Claire Everbach, 5 News.
You can find the link to Sector K9 on 5newsonline.com, where you can learn more about the organization's mission and donation information. Well, Oktoberfest NWA was back today in downtown Rogers, celebrating 13 years of the fall tradition. The event was originally scheduled for yesterday, but was pushed to today because of the weather. Festival goers could sample more than a dozen regional breweries and enjoy live entertainment. New this year, a big wheel contest, along with the annual costume and Stein voice competitions. Organizers say they try to follow traditions from the Munich Oktoberfest, including a ceremonial Firkin tap by Rogers Mayor Greg Hines to kick off the event.
Rogers has been a supporter of the craft beer industry for a lot of years now. And so when you talk about craft beer, it's not just about the beer. It's about family, it's about tradition, it's about community.
Coming up soon.
Proceeds from the event support the Rotary Club of Downtown Rogers, the Rotary Club of Bentonville, and the Rogers Optimist Club.